When I was a kid attending church with my family, I saw Jesus as a magical hero of the people, someone who lived many years ago. We were still meant to celebrate his accomplishments today, sing, pray, read about him, and that made sense to me back then. But by the time I hit my late teens and early 20s, I'd noticed a lot of people around me stopped going to church, and I guess I sort of decided myself that Jesus wasn't really relevant in the day-to-day stuff. Like maybe he was above it all, and maybe he didn't really care about the things I cared about anyway. I reckon I thought I'd probably get back to being religious when I'm in crisis or something. Because to be honest, I felt pretty good about myself back then. I felt like I was a good enough person, I solved most of my own problems, so I was pretty indifferent to Jesus. At that point, I was studying biomed at uni, so life was all about my future career, my money, the things I like to buy, and the things I'd like to have. It was about my family and my friends. I guess I figured that if I looked after myself and I was morally good, then that was enough. But as I look back, I know that at the same time as I told myself those things, it also felt a bit unsatisfying. That in those times when I'd achieved a specific goal or bought something I thought I needed, it didn't actually fill me up as I expected it would. Sort of like when you buy something that looks exciting, but then when you unbox it, you realize it's not worth the money you spent. I guess Jesus sort of crossed my path again when I started attending a new church on and off. I feel like I basically rediscovered Jesus. It was kind of like watching one of those movies you loved when you were a kid, but when you watch it as an adult, you see all these things you completely missed before. I realized that Jesus does care about the small stuff, the day-to-day things which I thought he was above. The Jesus I rediscovered is actually alive, and I realized my journey with him is the adventure, even the point of life. Jesus has impacted everything. The way I treat others, how I deal with conflict, how I spend money and how I serve others. I feel like he gives me resilience and courage, especially in the tough times, wisdom and guidance in making decisions. And there's this deep thankfulness and gratitude running through the good times. I love knowing that I'm not doing life alone or making decisions alone. I feel hopeful. I feel this joy in knowing that God loves us as his creation. I have this feeling of completeness, or being full like you've had enough to eat or drink. As I look ahead to the future, I have this feeling of joy that whatever is to come for me, good or bad, as long as I'm walking with Jesus, it'll be a full and complete life.